Welcome to the NCRS Insider, bringing you into the NCRS world with your host, Steve Thazier.
Today we are hanging out at Corvettes at Carlisle. We are walking through the 2023 NCRS Gallery tent, looking at the Corvettes that have been recognized by the NCRS judging process. In today's video, we will take a close look at these great cars. Let's get started. The NCRS Gallery is in its 22nd year participating at the Corvettes at Carlisle event held every August. The gallery is organized by the Delaware Valley NCRS chapter, who do a great job in planning, staffing, and orchestrating the event. Frank Steck, judging chairman of the Delaware chapter, describes what the gallery is all about.
This is the NCRS's presence at the largest Corvette event in the world. And what this is basically is an evolution display. When you go through the display, you'll see cars from the first ones made. There's a 53 in this year's exhibit, right on up until C6s.
So let's take a look at the cars and their owners that are graciously displaying their Corvettes in 2023. The first Corvette came out in 1953, so let's start with a 53 representing the 1953 through 55 judging class. This particular Corvette is owned by John Espion from McLean, Virginia. The car has been in John's family for over 40 years. This is a very beautiful example of an original convertible in the typical polo white exterior paint scheme, sporting, you guessed it, a red interior. The 235 cubic inch Blue Flame inline 6-cylinder engine puts out 150 horsepower.
The restoration process took about a year and a half. I had a gentleman in Paintsville, Kentucky, Irvin Patrick, do most of the body work and the paint work. The drivetrain is 100% original. The car had really never been taken apart in its entire life for the past 70 years. Most of the chrome and the components of the car are original.
John's 53 is well recognized in the NCRS world.
I've taken it through the judging process with NCRS, and it's received top flight at chapter, regional, and recently the nationals. The plan is to have it performance verification next month in Ontario, and hopefully have a Duntuf Award for it in the spring in Virginia.
Moving on to the 1956 through 1957 judging class, we have a 1957 black roadster with a red interior owned by Tom Shellcross from Middletown, Delaware. The fairly new V8 engine in 1956 was up to 283 cubic inches, putting out 270 horsepower. Options for Tom's car include a heater, AM radio, parking brake alarm, and windshield washer. The things we take for granted these days. In the 58 to 60 judging class, Bruce Lefebvre from South Windsor, Connecticut, brought his 1959 in Snowcrest White.
I bought this car in 2004 from a General Motors engineer who had it for about 17 years, and it had been in his barn for 10 of those 17 years. And when I got the car, it had oxidized and looked like it needed a paint job. But after taking it to a Corvette paint shop, the guy told me, he says, try using the 3M 3-step. When I finished, it was almost as nice as this. I've polished it since, but it didn't need a paint job. It just needed some loving care, which we were happy to give it.
Bruce's turquoise leather interior makes it quite unique and gets some attention in his local car shows. The end of the C1 era is the 1961 and 62 judging class. David Faulkner, also from McLean, Virginia, displayed his 1962 ermine white with red interior. Representing the infamous 1963 split-window Corvette and the 63 through 65 judging class is this beautiful red coupe. This is owned by Tom Vollraff of Jefferson, Virginia, who spent a lot of time restoring this 63.
Accomplished this restoration largely on my own with a lot of help from a lot of good NCRS friends. Had to do a total frame off. The frame on this, when I got it, was actually rotted. We've rebuilt the engine, transmission, differential, just about everything on there.
Tom has achieved 3 Top Flight Awards, a Performance Verification Award, and the infamous Duntov Mark of Excellence Award. His next stop is Bloomington Gold. In the 1965 class is this Milano Maroon convertible.
I'm Ralph Gardner. I'm from Elmer, New Jersey, and this is my 65 Corvette fuel-injected convertible.
This was a well-optioned Corvette with a teakwood steering wheel and telescopic column, AM/FM radio, 4-speed manual transmission, and highly desirable side-mounted exhausts. The 375 horsepower engine was the top dog in 1965 and has some get up and go. This may be the attraction that led Ralph to this particular Corvette.
It's a 327 cubic inch, 375 horsepower, fuel-injected 65, and I drove a 66 350 horse for years, and there's day and night between the two.
This one may not be the most correct Corvette of the bunch that is being displayed at Carlisle, but Ralph really enjoys it for what it is, a 1965 big block fuel-injected Corvette. Rounding out the C2 generation, we have a 1966 Laguna Blue owned by Alan Shugark from Harleyville, Pennsylvania, and a 1967 Silver Pearl Coupe owned by Mark Will from Manheim, Pennsylvania. For the 1968 and 1969 judging class, we have a beautiful 68 convertible.
Good afternoon. I'm Gary Dukeman from New Holland, Pennsylvania. I brought with me today a 1968 Corvette hardtop only, which is a rare combination.
Gary's 68 has a 327 300 horsepower engine mated to the 4-speed transmission. To match the exterior, medium blue is the interior color. It has received numerous awards, and I'm sure there are more to come.
I've received the NCRS Top Flight Chapter Award. I've received the NCRS Top Flight Regional Award and also the National Award for this car and the Performance Verification. I've been lucky enough to take it to the AACA meet in 2020 and get my first junior award with the car.
This 1968 is a great representation of the first C3 Corvette. Next up is this 1971 Coupe representing the 1970 through 72 judging class. This is owned by Rocco Baldino Jr. from Finksburg, Maryland. This one is sporting the 454 emblem on the hood, meaning it has the big block 365 horsepower engine. It is mated to the 4-speed transmission, making this a very desirable car. This one appears to be a very original car in the Mille Miglia red paint color. In 2009, it received the Bloomington Gold Silver Survivor Award. Skipping a few classes, we have the 1978 to 79 class and this very popular 1978 Pace Car Edition Corvette owned by Joseph Kovius from Mount Kisco, New York. 1978 was the 25th anniversary for the Corvette, so this special emblem was displayed on all models on the nose of the hood. The black-silver paint scheme is very striking. Joseph's Corvette appears to be very original and has received numerous top flight awards. The next goal is a bow tie award. The last C3 we have is another special edition. This 1982, representing the 80 to 82 judging class, is owned by Carol McLemore of Troy, Michigan. The 82, a collector's edition, sported another interesting paint scheme of silver beige with graphics on the hood and on the side. The interior was also a complementing silver beige color. This particular collector's edition is in pristine condition and has received multiple Bloomington Gold Awards and has received a 4-star sign-off as a bow tie candidate.
Hi,
My name is Jay Heckman. I'm from Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, and I brought our 1988 Corvette Challenge car here today.
Corvette Challenge cars were specially built for the 10-race Challenge series that occurred in both 1988 and 1989. A total of 74 cars were built for the race series. Some very talented race car drivers came out of the Corvette Challenge, including Andy Pilgrim, who piloted this particular car.
So what's especially unique about this car is there's only 40 of them left that were race cars. At the end of the season, many of them were returned back to the sponsoring dealer to be decommissioned and then resold back to the public as a used Corvette. The theory being that they would then go ahead and buy the next year's model that was designated as a challenge car for continuing the racing series. Unfortunately, that only happened for 2 years, and this is one of the cars that survived and never had any of the racing equipment removed.
The NCRS does have an award called the Challenge Award, which Jay's car has obtained.
Hi, I'm Jim Sarman. I'm actually from St. Louis, Missouri, but I also reside in Naples, Florida. I brought a 1996 Grand Sport. They made 1,000 Grand Sports. This is number 217.
The one-year-only Grand Sports were all painted Admiral Blue with a white center stripe. Interior color was either red or black, which is what Jim has. Also for 1996 only was the LT4 engine, which put out 330 horsepower.
The car has received Bloomington Gold, Survivor, and Benchmark. I got the Bloomington Gold Award 3 years ago. My next award was a Triple Crown, which is Top Flight, Bloomington Gold, and then I take it to McCracken. Last year I got the Dave Hill Award in Mobile, Alabama, and last month I received my Cross Flags certification for the NCRS. They judge the interior, exterior, the mechanical, and the chassis, so that gives you 4 stars. I'm working on the very last award that I can get, which is a 5th star.
And the last car we have is a 2007 Coupe owned by Tom Hoyer of Warminster, Pennsylvania. This one is representing the sportsman's class, which is all about attending NCRS events and driving the car. I'm sure Tom drives his beautiful Le Mans Blue Z06 whenever he gets a chance. So those are the prestigious Corvettes that represented the Corvettes at Carlisle NCRS Gallery in 2023. If you would like to display your Corvette at a future NCRS gallery, get in touch with the Delaware Valley NCRS chapter. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, please hit the subscribe button if you like what you see. See you in February.